Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Unmixed and Unmastered episode 21. And I'm here today with Candler.
What's up? Glad to be back
Yeah,
for the
and
third time.
it's actually the fourth time, I think, right?
No, it was Mirrored was the first, and then it was Beaches and Canyons.
And then Saint
No,
Diffin.
no, actually, it is the fourth. It was Mirrored, Saint Dymphna, Beaches and Canyons. Yeah, it is the fourth. I forgot about Saint Dymphna. All right, yeah, it's the fourth.
And yeah, and we're doing another album from the Black Dice universe.
Yep.
I don't even really know how to say this because I haven't said this word, the title of this album, to other people. So, what is it called? Can you say it?
Hermaphrodite.
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 Basically, hermaphrodite is a person. I
Okay.
think mainly like a female, but I could be wrong. But it's a person that has both female and male genitals, which I think kind of works within the context of just the music sort of being this very sort of androgynous sort of kind of. It really defies sort of genre description. Um, so I think that is probably why it's called that. But also wanted to show something. I don't know if the camera picks this up, but I have the CD of it and the vinyl.
Nice. So, well, like, what's the packaging in it? Is it just like a normal LP?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, it's just like a normal like black LP. And actually, it's very interesting. So the vinyl, if I'm not mistaken, was released by Post Present Medium.
Oh,
Um,
that's the one that has Odwalla in one, two, two, one, two, two.
yeah,
Yeah.
because Post Present Medium is run by Dean Spunt, the drummer and vocalist of No Age,
Oh,
which we never
okay.
did the episode on them.
Yeah. No. Yeah, they're a part of like a scene. People that said online like so that's pretty interesting. Hmm.
And then the CD and the CD was released by Paul Trax, which was the Animal Collective label. Because I originally thought like the album as a whole was released by Paul Trax, but no, it's just the CD version was released by Paul Trax. I
Oh,
found that out like recently. I thought that was interesting.
that's cool. And yeah, so Hermaphrodite. Yeah. So this one released
That's an
in
interesting title.
2007. So let's just go. I mean sort of oh, wait. I mean sort of like we kind of already been like telling the story of these guys in the last
Yeah.
episode, but we'll just say it again. So Eric Copeland, the brother of Bjorn Copeland, and they're a
Yep.
part of Black Dice, and yeah, as you guys know, but he's also a part of other things with like members of Animal Collective, like Terrestrial Tones with AV Terror,
Hmm.
and um yeah, apparently he was in another band that you were talking about in the chat before Black Dice.
Yeah, it was this band called Ninjas.
Hmm.
It's
Can you
like an
just
indie pop like rock band. It was like pretty interesting just because like there's such a difference between Black Dice and that music.
mm, yeah. Um but yeah, that I mean, yeah, there's not much to really say about his
Yeah.
history, so there you go. And yeah, this is the discography. As you can see, this is a Black Dice. It's quite small compared to stuff Eric Copeland has
Yeah,
out.
he's released a lot.
Yeah, have you listened to all of them?
Uh, hold on, let me look. Hermaphrodite, I've heard. Alien the Garbage Dump, I've heard. Al-Anon, I've heard. Art Gag, I've heard. Alien the Garbage Dump, I've heard. Aladdin, which is like it's some like experimental sound piece of like just people speaking backwards. It's interesting, but it's not really something I just ever go out to listen to. Duty Run is great. Strange Days is great. Puerto Rican, Wacko Taco Combo, Cross Blues, BYOB, I have that on vinyl. Get Along By with Jimmy Hay, who like was kind of he was like friends with like people like Ariel Pink, and he was actually like who introduced like Ariel Pink to Animal Collective, and that 7 inch. Well, I don't have it, but you can find it on Spotify. It's pretty good, like kind of surfy, new wavy kind of like indie music, but it's pretty good. Limbo, Flushing Meats. Yeah, I've listened to all of this.
Yeah, so you've listened to most of them. And yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
mine I've only listened to like 3 projects. I've heard Alien in the Garbage Dump, the EP, which spoiler alert, that might be the worst thing I've heard from the Black Dice universe. Um,
Really?
yeah, I don't. It's not good. I haven't heard the other part of the like. There's 2 EPs. I've just listened to the first
Well,
one, but yeah, that
I
one
mean,
is
it's not like I get like because even like one from what I've heard, like people just find it annoying, which I guess I get, but the Al-Anon is probably definitely more like enjoyable just because it's more like actual songs, like with like actual like rhythms and sort of song structures. Dang, that's all right.
hmm. Wait, so you're saying Hermaphrodite has the structures? You're saying, or the other way around?
Well, I it not really has it does it not well no. All right, here's the thing: Hermaphrodite and like Alien and Garbage Dump. I feel like Alien and Garbage Dump takes more from like hip hop, um, sort of like with like Repo. But I guess with Alien, it feels a bit more like I don't know, but
I describing that
it's like
it's
Alien as a Garbage Dump. I feel like is an album that you really just got to go in there like listening to it as like the whole thing, just so you could like sort of hear the progression of the music throughout the whole album. Because it does definitely. Well, I do really love like the first half of the album, like the compilation album, which was like the release of the both EPs. It, I definitely say I probably like really enjoy more of like the Al-Anon part of it
yeah.
because
I
I
need
just
to
feel like
listen
more
to
like
that
actual
one.
songs.
Yeah,
Maybe if you listen to the album as a whole, maybe you appreciate the first half more. But it definitely isn't probably the most like enjoyable part of his discography.
mm.
Um, but yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, and
I didn't like I heard Black Bubblegum and I like that. Or maybe actually I don't remember if I heard that and then I'm trying to listen to other stuff. I didn't really like it, but it took me a minute to get into Hermaphrodite and Alien Garbage Dump. But once I got into it, it's just like it's you just it's really it's
yeah,
something
and
it's something
that
else.
Black Bubblegum album I've heard, and that one's okay.
Yeah.
There's some good songs. Um, but yeah, so like really my only experience in the are just like those 3 and like all of the Black Dice albums, which are really good. So we don't have to talk about them. And yeah, let's talk about more of the album. So there's 12 songs on here, and kind of like the titles are pretty interesting. They're kind of like they feel almost like alien, like you kind of as you were like saying,
Yeah.
like kind of like
Yeah.
very surreal a little bit.
I mean, there's a song called Tree Aliens.
Yeah, famously, yeah. And there's like the green burrito, like that's kind of like it sounds like something, you know, on a
I
different
think that's an
planet.
actual like. I think it's an actual like real food if I'm not mistaken. I've
Yeah.
like seen it at like a restaurant before.
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. Hmm. Can you describe like what he's kind of doing on this album? Like what is he
All right,
playing with his gear, I
all
guess.
right. This is my guess. I don't know. Like now live, I know he's using like mini discs and like mixers and like effects pedals. Now actually in the studio, like making the songs, I think it's probably about the same live or maybe like I think he's using like cassettes and like mixers and effects pedals and kind of sort of putting those on mini discs. Because I think some interview um, he said he was using mini discs as like backing tracks.
Hmm.
Um, so I think that's a lot of like where like a lot of the loops and samples are coming from. But that's just my guess. I really have no clue to be honest, because
Yeah.
he is kind of vague about a lot of factors of like how he makes music.
Hmm. Yeah, it's very sample based, like as you're saying. So yeah, let's keep on going. I guess so we can also read it. So oh, oops. Yeah, dynamics as much as they let each song shake and unfold into a very open world, continuing broadening like a good mixtape. Hermaphrodite flips the listener with each new song, engaging them to keep up, make the connections, and ultimately enjoy. So, yeah, like it's it's like it's like a mixtape almost. Like it's kind of like flipping the radio. Is that a
Yeah.
good?
Right. Yeah. I think that is um I think that is accurate. Because you have songs like "Lil Booley Boo," which is this kind of like tribal sort of like percussion song, and you have a song like "Green Burrito," which has a very sort of like ethereal feel, and then you have a song like "Space Head," which is this like goofy like twangy country song,
Mm,
um, which it's such a like dynamic between like those songs. But they all like work together because they all have this sort of just like otherworldly, like terrestrial,
mhm.
like sort of feel to them.
Terrestrial tones. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
um, yeah. Let's keep on going. Yeah. So this record is acclaimed or not acclaimed, but like it's rated pretty well among
yeah,
the
yeah.
among people. It's probably
Especially for being a debut.
yeah, and it might yeah. Is this like it's probably his highest rated one? I'm assuming
Maybe I don't know.
it's the one people talk about the most. I don't know, but yeah, this one came out in 2007. So this might have been this was around Load Blown, uh,
Yeah,
in that area, and hmm, very interesting. You want to play a little track?
yeah, sure.
Okay, let me see. We're gonna play La Bouli Boo, which is the second song on it, and you chose it. So yeah, why did you choose it?
Yep. I just it was a song that like really because the first track is great, obviously, but that song just it's such a goofy song, but it's so memorable. Like the little pockets of sound he gets into, like with the little like the background sound, just like the the percussive sounds that it makes with like the vocal samples. Everything is just it's so good, and I don't know. I think it's like probably that or Green Burrito are probably my favorites on the album.
Hmm. All right, yeah, let's play it here, and we can talk over it too.
That opening sound that's so interesting.
They're good. They're good at opening.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a good one. It, I think this one has like the alien sound. It's like an alien like club. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can hear that now that you say it. Like, cause I think this is the first one that like you heard from the album. So I told you to play it like on some video call one time. I just really would like to know where he gets these like songs from.
it must be like I don't know, cause yeah, it might be sampling. Cause like I remember like one interview like they were saying like they never really did samples on like Black Dice albums. Like they kind of only started doing it like pretty recently on Mod Projects.
Really?
Yeah, cause like I mean I think they do play with
That's
samples
actually
sometimes, but like
that is interesting because you like there's like some songs like Lazy TV from or Repo as a whole, but song like Lazy TV from like Repo, like it just the main thing about that song is that like vocal sample that repeats throughout, and it's like that's either like one of them, but I think I think they probably don't use it as much as people think, and
yeah.
so I think I remember another interview Eric did around that time when saying someone was asking him about like Repo, and he said a lot of it was just like their own sound manipulation, but people think it was samples. I think that's probably
Mm-hmm.
what people thought, but
Yeah, so
I
it's
think
kind of it's kind of like ambiguous for this one. Like, just I don't really
yeah.
know if there's like yeah, any samples on this, but it sounds
And I
like
also
it. I
think
don't
that
know.
yeah, also the album cover, like to me, it's so interesting because it's such a like it has the like the with the hand and like it looks like because if you look
There's a
like you
guy
look
I
where the
see.
hand
Oh no.
yeah, there's like a guy and then like right there it looks like an alien like an alien head. So I wonder if like there's like it looks like I wonder if there's like two images kind of overlap with each other, like the image of like the
And
guy
and then the hand.
and then like yeah with the alien sort of kind of like posted over it.
I yeah, I I think that's what I really like about all of these covers. They're all stitched together in like, and it's just every single like album cover they do is just really interesting. Like the collage aspect, I guess they're good at that. And do you know if Eric made this or did
I
Bjorn?
think he did.
Because Bjorn
I think he
does
did.
collages. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I want to say this is Eric just because the like text that's kind of his thing with that like the cut and paste like collage text.
Oh
He
yeah.
has like books like that. I want to say this is and I think that image of the dude maybe like a really edited photo of Eric, but I could be wrong.
Hmm. But yeah. Um. I don't even know when the song ends. But we'll just keep on playing it.
Also another interesting fact is this album. It came out August 14th, 2007, and then Alien the Garbage Dump, like not the EP but the compilation album, came out 2 years later, August 14th, 2009. So he just like decided to just release the album again on the same date, but 2 years later. So it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, with the added EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fugazi, with the extra 3 songs on repeater. Mm.
Also, like I remember seeing one review for the album which said, like one wonder. This is a quote. One wonders if Hermaphrodite, the songs on Hermaphrodite are like real songs, or if they like take traces of real songs, but like manipulate them until they're like no longer discernible, or if their noises so heavily structured to sound like songs. I think that's so interesting because there's aspects of it that feel like okay, this is obviously like noise, but then there's aspects of like the song Spacehead. Is that whole thing a sample and then he's sort of manipulating it, and I could tell it's his vocals um in the song, but is it like it's so interesting. Like I really don't know. I really would like to pick his brain about this album, but it seems like he kind of just doesn't. He doesn't really think much about this. His like earlier stuff. He's like someone who's very much like
Now in the now of his
yeah
like
in
career.
the now yeah
Mm. Yeah, he. Yeah, it's interesting. Cause like I remember, yeah, you were saying that you also didn't really like on reflection didn't really like the sounds they were really like pushing on beaches and canyons or like
yeah
kind of like the themes of like new age and stuff. So he's
yeah.
definitely like yeah, always trying to improve himself or like improve his art kind of as he goes through, which is pretty admirable.
I think
Admirable.
the best way. I think the best way. This is not really relevant for Hermaphrodite. Um, well, I think the best way to describe like um, the Alien and Garbage Shop EP, particularly like uh, the first like two songs, it feels definitely like schizophrenia.
Mm.
Um, just with like the repeating like vocal samples. It's definitely something that like I really like a lot of his music and a lot of like Black Dice music, particularly like there's songs where like there's not a particularly actual like drum beat, but there has something that kind of feels like in replace of it, in the place of so it feels like his music has a sort of like it's so like you can feel like any moment this could completely like fall apart, but there's something there that kind of keep for me that kind of keeps it going in a way that like because and also it repeats so much that in my head I start to like
Imagine.
find like sort of yeah imagine sort of new rhythms or new things about it. That's why I like it. But I get it's not like everyone's thing. Because I think Hermaphrodite, despite its more actual noisier aspects, definitely feels like a lot more like diverse or dynamic. Maybe I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess going into that, like I would classify this as like noise music, as
Yeah,
like an umbrella term that covers everything
yeah,
here.
yeah. I
But
agree.
yeah, and I guess like what makes noise music interesting to you? Like why do you like this
Uh,
so much? Yeah.
well, noise music. All right, there's like different types of noise music.
Hmm.
Um, Black Dice like style noise music is probably my favorite. I don't particularly listen to like harsh noise,
Like Murs
like
Bow.
just yeah. I don't really listen to that just because I don't particularly like. I like dynamics in music, and Black Dice really good with like dynamics. Um, and they really know how to make like something that's like the song Colin Toaster particularly like it's such a song. It's a song that's like what at what point is this noise and at what point is this like a dance song? It has such it has such a trick line down the middle. You can't really decide which is which. Um,
Mm. And that might be
and this
the
album particular. Go
oh
ahead.
oh go ahead, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Particularly this album, aside from maybe a couple songs like Scum Pipe and Scraps, um, this album as a whole, it has like it's almost like, and I said this term before, pop noise, like noise sort of structured like pop music, or you know, it's like the opposite of noise pop with like pop songs like noise like over it, but this is like noise with like sort of they're like kind of prettier sounds and kind of less like
Like harshness.
sounds, yeah, for the most part. So I think that's what I like a lot about it.
Mm. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, yeah, noise pop and pop noise. Like, kind of like pop is like I guess like the underlying like tones on it, and or like, and then noise
Yeah,
pop would be like it's just the noise is like the, yeah, I see what you mean. So, hmm, yeah, I was like thinking about this. Like, yeah, I also read online. This is also classified as hypnagogic pop, and
yeah.
yeah, what do you think are the differences? Like Hype Williams, like Cindy Lee, James Farrar, they're all kind of like different like artists, but
I'd say this album is probably more comparable to like early James Ferrero, like because a lot of I don't know if this is done on purpose, but a lot of like early like James Ferrero, like from the 2000s, a lot of the album covers have this sort of like similar look to the Hermaphrodite
yeah,
album cover. There's some like weird like image that's like black and white. So I'd say that's probably the most comparable. Hype Williams to me takes more influences from like
and
R&B
like
and
dance.
funk music and pop and dance and hip hop. So I don't really have that much comparison to like Hype Williams. Cindy Lee feels more like
It's like trying to like go back into like old like rock like
yeah, it
things.
doesn't this feels like so beyond like anything discernibly like normal music, but it still has such a dynamic sort of like aspect about it, like that it's like I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, and here I'm just scrolling through like this is all, like James Ferraro's like covers. Like
Yeah.
we can see like okay, I know this cover. Like yeah, like these like they're all like collaged and
Oh yeah.
like yeah, very cool. And yeah, and of course has a lot of projects just like Eric Copeland.
I wonder because I know like James Ferrer is aware of Eric Copeland, but I wonder if like I guess no, because I think I saw some like early or like album covers from like James Ferrero like under under different like aliases. with like sort of covers like this. I wonder if Eric knew who he was, but then I don't think so because he didn't really get sort of popular, or I guess until like the Far Side Virtual era or like Last American Hero, and that was like after Hermaphrodite. But
Mm.
honestly, I have no clue, or if it's
They
just
probably
a
listen to each
coincidence.
other, I think, but they just
Yeah,
don't talk
probably.
about each other because like why would they? I guess. Yeah. Um. Yeah, and this record came out in 2007, and kind of the other big record in the universe of and like the New York scene, like it was like Load Blown and also Person Pitch, which is probably
Yep.
the most famous one out of all of those ones. So yeah, and we were talking on Instagram, like kind of like comparing these two. Like you're kind of saying like this is like kind of the I guess like ominous like scarier version of Person Pitch. Can you like explain why?
I don't know why I said that. This definitely this was like person. All right, so the song "Search for Delicious." If you take the song "Search for Delicious" and then you take the beginning part of "Good Girl" slash "Carrots" and you put those songs together, that's what this album is like. It's the most like the weirdest parts of that album, but it's like a whole album. There's not really any because Person Pitch uses like samples to sort of create like collages to sort of serve as like foundations for these like psych pop songs, whereas this has such a cut up like cut and paste sort of like collage feel. Like you can feel like elements of like an actual song, but never really fully like
Like
pulls
you
into something that's like, all right, this is like a song. This has a vocal. This has like a. These are verses. This is the hook. Sort of like something like Take Pills, for example. So yeah,
yeah, it feels like almost like a stripped version of like Person Pitch.
yeah,
Like I don't know, like yeah, like it's like skeletal, like almost.
oh yeah,
You can see all the elements. Very interesting. Yeah, they also like yeah, they play like it feels like different like moods almost. Like on Hermaphrodite, it almost feels like yeah, like it feels different to what Person Pitch is trying to do. Like Person Pitch is like it feels all like I guess like melancholic, like kind of happy, like sounding. Would
yeah.
you?
I think the only song that I could say on like Hermaphrodites like that for me is Green Burrito. Has
Hmm.
that sort of like feel to it. That's the only song to me that has that sort of that and maybe Spacehead. Um,
Yeah.
and maybe Labooly Boo. But really, Green Burrito is the only song that has that sort of hypnagogic feel to me.
Yeah. Then I guess what kind of moods and aesthetics are being played on this? Like,
Moods and aesthetics.
cause
I want to say
yeah, cause you said it was like different from Person Pitch for sure, or like
I
there's.
want to say Person Pitch has this sort of like has this sort of like breezy kind of like sunny feel to it in aspects. It's not the most obvious like brightest sounding like music because it is kind of like lo-fi a bit and sort of like
Hmm.
very reverb heavy, which sometimes reverb to me has this sort of like kind of like a darker feel for some reason. But this album, I'd say, has that in aspects of it, but it almost feels more like a joke. Not that he made it as a joke, obviously, but it feels like Eric has a lot more of a black humor to his music than
Hmm.
things like with a song like Spacehead or something like Tree Aliens. And just his like titles, he feels like he's more like sort of he's more so playing a joke a bit than like something what like his person pitch feels like more of like a statement, whereas this album feels like Eric is just messing around like
Very playful.
with yeah, he's playful and he's messing around with like his equipment and coming up with these like cool like songs and just ways to make music. So I think those are probably the aesthetics I can choose from. This is such a weird album to talk about because it's so hard to describe.
Hmm. Yeah, and like yeah, you were saying like he's very playful, and I guess that goes into why he has so many albums. Like He's not
Yeah.
trying to like I feel like what Panda Bear and like Eric Copeland do is just completely like different things. Like I guess like Panda Bear is trying to like create like this like image of himself maybe like of like this is like
Yeah.
my like this is me. But I guess like Eric is kind of like okay like I'm always like I'm a changing like person like I'm always gonna like try to do something like at least like a little different or like play with something that I think is like really interesting like right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
So yeah, just I guess very different artists and they took yeah and they're good at what they both do in the past they took so I have no yeah problems. But so yeah you want to play another song or were you gonna say
Yes.
something? Okay. I actually don't know what song is here because there's no. It's just the whole album, timestamped. All right, wait. Guessing game. What is this one?
That's Green Burrito.
Okay, yeah. So why did you choose a green burrito?
It's just my favorite song on the album. The voices, just it has such an elusive feel to it. It sounds like these people singing, in like a rainforest, and there's like water, and it's like falling down the trees, and and there's this sort of like twangy sort of like
Guitar.
little guitar part in the background that I can hear that I really like, and it's such a amorphous and more it's such a it's a song that it doesn't really have such a it's hard to explain why I like it.
Hmm. This is a good song.
Yeah.
I like it. It's like yeah. Um, feels like a jungle like or like
Oh yeah.
of just like different sounds like and I could also hear the I don't know what part it is in person pitch but it's like the da 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 like part you know what I'm talking about in person pitch like it might be in Good Girl slash Carrots
It may be that.
it's like the vocal drone kind of it almost feels like that
I think I know what you're talking about. I have I think I know what you're talking about, but after this episode I have to go back and listen to that song just so I can be like, oh, that's what you know.
hmm. Yeah, like it's almost like a very like backwards like person pitch. Like,
Yeah.
just it's so like you can't even hear like what he's saying. It's like very yeah, very.
It would be funny if this whole album was just Eric playing person pitch songs backwards.
Yeah, it almost feels like that.
Actually, speaking of person pitch, I saw some Reddit posts on the Animal Collective subreddit where someone was like asking like where the name person pitch come from, and someone commented that he named the no, I don't know. I guess they like were joking when they said this. Or maybe they're serious. But the person said, I think Panda named it. The name was inspired by terrestrial tones, but instead of like terrestrial tones, it's like person pitch. Uh, which it's possible, but from what I've read, he originally wanted to name the album Perfect Pitch, but he decided on Person Pitch, which I think is good because it feels like he's more sort of pitching himself as like a person, like through each song's like talking about like a song like Bros or Take Pills
Yeah, like
or like so I feel like Person Pitch just like really is a very apt title for that for the music and the it's so memorable. It's I don't know.
yeah. I feel like it perfectly described what like he's like kind of doing like very personal album, right? Like Take
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Pills
definitely.
is like that song. That's probably one of the best songs of the 2000s. And yeah, it's
Take
about
Pills, Campionatica. Good Girl Carrots has always been like my favorite. Just kind of like the way it like that and Bros. Um, Sexual Delicious is great. Ponytail is like the only song on the album that's not made like a sample. It's just like him and his guitar.
hmm. Yeah. let's go back. I guess yeah. It's weird. Like yeah, Eric, it feels like I was at like I put this question Eric Copeland's like influences, but I really can't like pinpoint what he like likes. I don't know. Like I, it's
What
very
I've read um, online and seen in interviews, he seems like someone who does. I think there is some experimental like music that he does like, but I think a lot of times, and I've been guilty of this, or just the band as a whole, like Black Dice. I think a lot of times people think they always all they do is listen to like the craziest music that ever exists, but really it's like dub music, like dub reggae, like 50s, like rock and roll and doo wop and blues music, um, house music, house and techno. I think some stuff like Throbbing Gristle, um,
industrial
this
stuff.
yeah, this other industrial band I've heard him mention, Missing Foundation, Jonathan Richman from the Modern
Ooh, the
Lovers.
Modern Lovers. That's a great band.
Yeah, because he mentioned Jonathan Richman as like an influence on Black Bubblegum. Um, and then I think Boredoms and
Yeah, like yeah. There's
that's all I
also
can think of.
I know they really like their kind of whole debut was like punk rock. So yeah, like they like Fugazi, of course, the famous bands like and Hanatarash from the Boredoms.
Oh yeah,
So just like very thrashy, like punk stuff. That was like their thing. And then yeah, there's a lot of things on this. Yeah.
probably like I think a lot of also like like early like indie rock bands because I read some like article which was like it was about the history of like Black Dice or something. And just it was like a bunch of just like people talking like who knew the band talking about them from like the early days and stuff like that to now I think. And someone said that the first time he met Bjorn, Bjorn was wearing some like indie rock band T-shirt and he was like embarrassed about it. So I don't remember, and I don't remember if like
Wait, who was embarrassed?
and
Bjorn?
yeah, Bjorn was like, no, I think no, the guy said, and then no, I think the guy said Bjorn would be embarrassed if I would be embarrassed now if I said who the band was.
Really?
So it just like I don't know, like really I can't tell you because I can kind of see some of those like early indie rock aspects in his like some of his like music. I think funk music also, but yeah, I think just I think it's a diverse sort of collection of stuff that he likes.
Hmm.
In another interview, I remember someone asking him like what he likes, and he says he likes something very minimal and like kind of beat driven. Someone just like a microphone and like a machine or something, which I can definitely tell with his like solo work he does. He said he likes something that's like not too long and doesn't drive him crazy, which I think I can also agree with.
Hmm. And that's why you don't like Godspeed You Black Emperor.
Yeah, I and it's weird because I did like them at one point. Like I even had that Godspeed at State in wherever it's called vinyl.
2021, yeah, that album.
Yeah, I it's just like post rock. I like do like long songs, but it's like I don't want to just like sit through like drone droning music or just something like that just to get to the point. I don't know. It's just it's whatever. I like singles. I don't really listen to albums. I just like I just listen to just random music because albums. Nothing against albums. I do like them. I respect like an artist like you know their what they do. Like they'll definitely like when they put an effort into an album. I really appreciate that. But it's such an effort, you know, for me,
Yeah.
and so that's why very few albums I really listen to as a whole.
Yeah, like kind of like there you're just like searching for like one like the hit, I guess, of like just like
The
one song.
hit or just like some just like because I'll hear about some like just going on RYM or Twitter. I'll just hear about some like random song, or I'll just remember some random song that I like, and I'll just like go on Spotify and add it to my queue. And so it just because my taste like it's never like I don't really like when someone asks me what my taste in music is because I can't really say.
Mm.
Because on one day I'll be like, oh, I'll be like really on to like dub music, and another day I'll be into like post punk, and then like the IDM electronic music. Probably not that actually, but you get the point. It's just such a
Lot
it
of things.
jumps. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what I mean by like hit, not like I guess like the most popular like song, but I mean like like your favorite like you just want like
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
most
no, I
yeah
get, yeah, okay, I understand.
just like I guess like the
I
part that
understand.
interests you. You just want that kind of, and I understand that. That's a respectable take. Yeah, I guess for
Thank you.
me, yeah, I don't know. There, people are now like into albums. Like we have, I remember
Yeah.
like yeah we it was just playlists, but now that like post quarantine, we're kind of like okay, we appreciate albums now. It feels like so yeah, it's good. Nothing wrong with also listening to just songs. So as
Yeah.
long as you're listening to music, so yeah. What was I gonna say? Like, um, yeah, I feel like kind of the influence is like I feel like there's always like yeah like I always feel like there's punk rock in everything that like Black Dice and like Eric Copeland does. Just like
Oh yeah, yeah.
never like it's like because like punk rock is like a very like I don't know very like um there's nothing like holding like someone down to like something specific like kind of like
Oh yeah,
that's why
definitely.
like punk rock is like so easy to make. It's like there's many like punk rock bands that are out there right now playing and kind of like yeah like there's a lot of creativity to that because there's so much going on and I feel like there's punk rock energy in this in Eric Copeland's discography and I can
Oh yeah,
respect
yeah.
that kind of
A very DIY approach.
yeah. I the structure of my phrase was really bad but yeah like you get what I mean.
Oh no, I do, I do, I do.
Yeah, do you want to play another track because
We can.
unless you want to talk about something.
Yeah.
You have a
No, no,
thought.
we gotta play Scum Pipe for
Yeah,
Renee.
okay. Yeah. Renee actually chose probably one of those two tracks that these last two tracks we're going to play. These are probably my favorite songs too. So it's very good that he chose these. And I don't know what
I like them too. I like them too. They're great.
yeah, they're really good. They're probably the best for me or my favorite on here. So we're playing Scum Pipe first and then
I used
Scraps.
to not like Scum Pipe, but it's so great. It's so noisy. It works so well.
I like this guitar. Oh wait, no. This
Yeah.
is this no, this is Green Burrito, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Okay. This is I was about to say no way they recycled that.
This is like very different listening to this like on a podcast.
Very thrashy noise.
Yes. It sounds like one of those like I guess like old dial-up radios that you had to like crank like with like a handle like it just you have to like keep turning it. That's what the sound I get from this.
It's like dial-up.
Yeah, it feels very like I don't know. It's all right. What do you think about the song Oreo?
Oreo. Um. That song's good. I don't
Yeah.
mind that one.
One the thing about it I like is I don't know if this is gonna make. I think we could play this after Scum Pipe or after whatever. But the song to me, I don't know why it's called that, but to me the way the sounds work, they sound like the sound it makes like when you sort of twist like Oreo like the two Oreos together, like twist them off. It has a sort of like twist. It has a sort of twisting sound to it. The noises that I just really find interesting.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
like
you
the way
want?
that song ends. Stonepipe.
Yeah, it's a very. I like it. It's I, I like the tone of the thing. I don't know what he's playing. The sampler. This one, right?
Yeah.
Mm, the Oreo. Does it feel like an Oreo? Twisting an
I
Oreo.
read what I was saying was probably a little too like reach. It was probably a bit of a reach, but it to me just the sounds have this sort of twisting sound to them. Like they sound very shifty and sort of twisting. Like like when you get an Oreo and you sort of twist the cookies, two cookies off from each other, because you know sometimes you just want
Yeah, the
to do
lick.
that, not to eat lick the cream off.
Yeah, it I don't do that anymore. But I used to do that when I was a kid, or like a little child.
I don't really eat Oreos, but I do have Oreos, but I don't know.
I'm a Chips Ahoy guy personally.
It's been a minute since I've had those. Those are great.
Yeah, this is not a food podcast, but yeah, when you bring up Oreos,
Maybe we can make maybe we can make a food podcast.
yeah, what would be the title?
Un
On
un uncooked and unfried, uncooked and
and on
unbattered.
on back.
I don't know.
That all right, well, yeah. So if someone wants to steal that before we do, go ahead.
All
The
right, all right.
listeners.
Tell we can each both say our like because I do have a least favorite song on the album. Not that I think the song is like bad. It's just like I don't listen to it much outside of the album. Mine is Mouthhole. And what's yours?
Mine is the
I
first
think you
track.
said Scraps. Oh really? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the first
The
track.
first track.
It's like it's a drone piece. I don't really
Yeah.
find that much I really like in it. It's not a bad song, but it's not the most interesting one here.
I think personally, it's not. I do really like this song. I think it's a great introduction piece. It gets you like sort of into the
Yeah,
album.
yeah.
And it keeps like progressing and progressing until it gets into like Little Billy Boo. But I think if it's just some like random song in the album,
Yeah,
it
if it
probably
was
would
like
be my least favorite.
standalone, if it was like a standalone track, I probably wouldn't like it as much.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I like this. It's kind of like it's in my both ears, like, and it's kind of like there's like a twisting sound, like it's kind of like an Oreo. There has to be something in the middle though. I don't know. There has to be something filling in the center.
And either he named the song that because he thought that too, or he just wanted just to name it that. FKD is another great one. FKD, Dinka, Wash Up. I feel like FKD, Dinka, Wash Up, Green Burrito. I feel like all the songs with a really like sort of weird, sort of like vocal sample.
Oh yeah, and this is a green burrito. Sorry. Yeah. Wait. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. I was zoned out.
Yeah. So FKD is a great one. Dinka, Wash Up, um, and I think Green Burrito. Maybe La Bully Boo too. But like, I feel like those songs all have this very sort of like distinct sort of like they all kind of feel very similar to each other. Um, and I think yeah, FKD is definitely definitely another great one. I feel like it's probably just like that and the Billy Boo are probably the catchiest songs on the album.
Yeah.
That are those and including Spacehead are
They're catchy.
really great. Uh, why also I remember reading a comment on the album page on Hermaphrodite and someone said "Wash Up is good hamster music," and I thought that was kind of funny.
Like a hamster music, like hamster wheel.
Because the sound sounds like a hamster.
Mm.
It's out there. It's sort of we gotta listen to it. It's so weird. Imagine if someone was like asking you what you're listening to, and you gotta show them this, bro.
Yeah, it's kind
It's
of you're.
I like it, but it's such a it's so bizarre.
It's a self-report, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the same like saying this is like saying like those like what memes like on like I don't know like Instagram it's like the what you're listening to and then it's just like a 10-hour microwave like
Oh yeah.
microwave sound for 10 hours.
This song sounds like insects talking. So weird. I can't tell if this is like just noises from like, or if this is like one sample and then with noises. It's so just bizarre.
Yeah, it's very like yeah I would be very curious to see what or how they got these um how they got these sounds.
Yeah.
And I guess like um if you like this album, like what would you recommend people get into?
That's kind of interesting. It's usually because usually if I see someone like on Twitter or TikTok, they'll like have a topster, they'll have something, and they'll like have person pitch or something. I'll tell them to listen to this, but I guess if they haven't heard the rest of the band, like the actual band Black Dice, I'd say listen to them. James Ferrero, obviously. The rest of Eric's discography, and if they haven't for some reason heard Person Pitch, then I'd say that.
Hmm. Um. Yeah. There's. I don't know. I was thinking of a song you recommend, but I don't know. Like like noise experimental music is very out of my like.
All right. I got it.
I,
All right. I know Renee's listened to it, but
okay. What is it?
have you listened to Wacko Taco Combo?
No, I have not.
Okay, you got it. All right. Here's the thing. That album to me, it definitely has more of a it definitely has a mixtape feel to it as well. It was made pretty quickly, but it is just they're not really songs as much so as they're much more like kind of they're just great, like just really crazy. Like think like all right. Do you like JPEG Mafia?
Yes. Yeah. They're.
I imagine like
They're great.
that, but like if Eric was doing sort of something like that, like these very out there hip hop beats, that just really great, just really just like driving. It's just a good album just to listen to while like studying or just driving because they have such a just driving feel to them, and they're just the samples he uses are so out there, and it's on YouTube. The whole thing that someone uploaded on YouTube. It's just great in my opinion.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. I'll definitely take a look. Yeah. There's a lot of things I need to look into for Eric Copeland. So far, he's not doing too bad. He has there's some albums I like. So this one.
Yeah, he's definitely an artist that like you just gotta like at least for like it's like with me like it took me a minute to really fully appreciate his stuff because his stuff like even a lot of people like there's some review for this album on ROM where someone said like I originally first heard this I ignored it um and but the person said they were like they like the more rhythmic bliss of stuff like beaches and canyons and creature comforts but they didn't like the sort of um repetitive techno patterns and nauseating trashscapes of Eric's solo work, which I definitely feel on like some like Hermaphrodite. Um, but I think his music's definitely something that takes time to get into, like as a whole. Cause I pretty much like everything he's done. Um, I think it's just all really good. Just like music that I like to support. Like just because you can tell it was
Made by a
even
real
if there's
person.
yeah, it's just something that like was just like it has a very sort of like lo-fi like playfulness to it, and it has like a as soon as that's not taken like obviously he takes it seriously, but
Mm-hmm.
there's sort of a feel goodness to it, and I don't know. It's sometimes you just got want to listen to stuff like that rather than
Like
like really
music to enjoy, like having a
yeah,
good.
just fun music.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have really. I think like. Do you have any final thoughts or?
Yeah, because I don't think he never really tries to go out his way to be particularly difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in his music. But I do think like he does. I do think he definitely does sometimes like want to sort of push idea boundaries within the scope of music. But I never think he's like purposely trying to be difficult or noisy. Um,
Yeah. Like not trying to
not that I
be
think.
like to. I guess like not trying to be like really harsh or
Yeah,
like
yeah. I don't think it's.
intimidating.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he's ever. And I think when you try to do that, it never really comes out well. Like I think he's just some guy because even he said this before. He's just good. He just like he, he never really he can't really these are just like jams for him. Like just like he's just kind of like some people like they'll have a guitar and they'll play or they'll have like like to him for this album was like mixers and effects pedals. That's kind of his thing. So it was just kind of what he was using at the time to create these like songs. Um, you know,
Mm-hmm.
so that's my final thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll yeah, we'll end it on Scraps, I guess. The
Yeah,
final track of the album. And probably the best one. It's my favorite for
you
sure.
said you originally said you did not like it.
Really? Or wait, who me?
No, that may have been Renee. It was either one of you.
I I don't know. I
I
listened
think it
to it.
probably was Renee actually.
Yeah, I because I originally said Tree Aliens was my favorite, but I don't know if that's necessarily true anymore. There's definitely songs I like more than that one.
It's very bubbly sounding.
Mm-hmm. Do you think like this album has like a wet sounding um or like do you think it's wet
Uh,
sounding or like
Aspects like this song or like some aspects of like this song, Green Burrito, Wash Up, have a kind of like squeaky, kind of like wet sound, like bubbly, but not all of them. But definitely some aspects of it I do. That's just such this like weird music to bob your head to. There's something undeniably like rhythmic about it, even though there's not like an obvious beat. It's just like it's just like mixer channel frequencies sort of
yeah.
colliding together. It's I don't know. It's just you can put a really good beat under this and it go crazy.
Mm, yeah, someone has to remix. Really?
hmm I think that'd be really I think that'd really go great.
Yeah, I just love the whole like it's just so like all the sounds are so isolated from each other, but they connect really
Oh
well.
yeah,
Like really I like this one.
I think the best way to describe Eric's music is schizophrenic clown music.
Mm.
Probably not all his music, but definitely the early stuff. There's like a sort of like there's a kind of clownish, cartoonish aspect to it. That definitely shows up in his music with like the sampling and the sort of he has like little sort of like sounds that kind of show up in the mix that feel so like particularly like this his album Joke in the Hole, which is like a really great album in my opinion. Um, that how has such a just like cartoonish feel to it, but it never feels like too stupid to the point where it's like parody, but it kind of toes that line between like serious and then kind of like stupid.
Mm. Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't know. It feels um like a police like radio and like someone's like tapping into
Yeah.
it and then but it's just like really messed up.
I'd say also another album that I think you'd like and actually I think I like this album actually better than Black Bubblegum just a tiny bit. It's his album Dumb It Down, which I think is it definitely is to me sort of like the spiritual kind of successor to Black Bubblegum. Um, but it definitely feels much more like less kind of like bright sounding and colorful and much more kind of I don't say moody, but kind of more breezy and kind of like cool, calmer sounding. If that makes any
Mhm.
sense. He's using acoustic guitar and stuff. Not like there's obviously other aspects of it, but it just it's really great.
I'll
The
check it
Wacko
out.
Taco combo and Joke in the Hole and Dumb It Down. That's your Eric Copeland listening homework.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. I was just playing with the volume. Uh, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Um, yeah. The next episode will be White Light, White Heat by the Velvet Underground. And yeah, that's all I have to really say. Yeah, go listen to Eric Copeland. Support DIY artists that, they have, those are the real ones and you want them to be around. So,
Yeah, go support him on Bandcamp and go follow him on Instagram. ESL Books.
mm,
He has two accounts, but yeah, ESL Books. Um, and he does respond to DMs.
yeah, so if you have questions, uh yeah, like just, you know, shoot away if you guys
Yep.
want, I don't know. But yeah, see you guys. Thank you guys for watching.
Later.
Later.